So this is how you're going to make your pattern wallpaper. You're going to open Photoshop and you're going to do File, New. Then you're going to go to the width and height and you're going to do 400 by 400 pixels. You can leave resolution at 72 or make it higher. I'm going to change my background now to like a tealish blue color that I want to use, but if you leave it white, you can always change it afterwards. I'm just changing mine now so I don't have to. Click Create. So now you have your artboard that you're going to put your pattern on. Now what I'm going to do is find the images that I want to put in my pattern. So I'm going to use the picture of Oatly's head that I already used the quick selection tool to start cropping out. It's not perfect, but I just wanted to be fun and something quick and easy to show you guys. So I just dragged that over from my other tab, and now I'm just shrinking his head a little bit, hitting check, and then I'm going to just make a copy of it, make another one so that I can have my pattern of my dog. Happy little face. And now I'm also going to put some paws, but as you can see, I forgot I merged those layers, so now I have to go back to the internet and I need to go get those dog paws. So I'm just going to go to Google Images. You can draw your own or you can do what I'm about to do, and I'm just copying this image, and now I'm going to bring it back into Photoshop, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink it down a little bit so I can see it all. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to erase some of that bottom, like where it says like vector stock image, so that it's easier to cut out with the quick selection tool. So I'm just going to erase that. You don't have to go around the edges, but I'm just doing it anyway. And then I'm going to use my quick selection tool, and then I'm just going to select around my dog paws using the plus sign. Then as you can see, I will end up being missing a little part of the paw, so I have to go back and then use the subtraction sign so I can make sure I add that in to my selection. Once I have the paws fully selected, then I can delete that background like you can see that I just did, and then I deselected it by clicking Command D. But now I still have a little bit of a white edge around it, so I'm just going to quickly erase that so I can just be quick, easy, efficient with my dog paws. Going back to the Move tool, and I'm just going to make a copy of those so I can have two of the paws and figure out how I want to place them on my pattern. What you're going to do is select all your layers but your background, so everything that you just added. Then you're going to right click, merge layers. After you did that, make sure you have the layer selected. You're going to hit Filter, Other, Offset. Make sure they're both set at 200 and then click OK. You'll see how it kind of changes like that. So to create your pattern, you need to have those layers merged beside your background. After that, you're going to hit Edit, Define Pattern. Now I'm going to label my pattern as Oatly 2 because I already made an Oatly example when I was just practicing. And now I'm going to open my new wallpaper. Now this is how you're going to make your wallpaper. You can hit iPhone X, or if you have an Android, you can just go to mobile and see all the presets they have for the size of whatever phone you have. Now I have my artboard for my wallpaper for my phone. I'm going to click the rectangle shape so I can fill it in, but if you want to fill your pattern in with a circle or something, you can change the shape. I'm just going to do that so I can fill it in. Now I'm going to hit the effects. You can see that FX down there, and I hit the pattern, and then I just came down here to the pattern and I changed it to my pattern. You can see when I hit the arrow. If you want to change the scale, you can have it less or more of your pattern on the background. Then you hit OK, and bada bing, bada boom, you have your pattern. If you want to do something more to it, so if you want to add like a text on it or a cute quote or whatever, or maybe your name or something you like, or like the date of you and your boyfriend's anniversary or something cute like that, you can do that. Just use the text, you can type it in, or you could draw on top of it if you wanted to. You could use the tablets. I'm just going to write Oatly on top of it, change the text, change it to white. Look at these fonts that I don't really like any of them, so eventually I will decide on one that I'm not that happy about, but it works for the example. I'm really picky, so it takes me a long time to make things, and then I just get frustrated. So yeah, eventually I choose one. Now that I chose one, I'm just going to resize it where I want it. Hit the check once I am satisfied, and then I am going to add a drop shadow. So all you're going to do is just hit layer, layer style, drop shadow. As you can see, layer, layer style, drop shadow. And now you can see you can change it. I'm just scooting it over a little bit so you can change the opacity if you want it lighter, darker, if you want to change the distance, spread. You can change the color too in that little black box up there. I just kept mine black so you could easily see it. That way I could just see his name a little bit more crisp on the wallpaper. Now that's all you need to do, and then you can just save it. You can save it as the Photoshop file so you can always go back, or you can just export it as a PNG so that you can submit that. You want to make sure you save it on the desktop or in your folder, and then you can also airdrop it to your phone or email it if you don't have an iPhone. And hope you enjoy.